Welcome back, motherfuckers, to another episode of Driving with Brian. I hope you've enjoyed this little series I've started. Today I'm going to talk about YouTube. It's a little meta, isn't it? Talking about YouTube. And obviously this video is on YouTube. So guys, right, YouTube, right, it's a tool. Right, it's a tool like a lot of things, right? If you've watched Saturday morning cartoons, and I've watched a lot of Saturday morning cartoons when I was a kid, there's always a tool in it, right? Wait, I'm going somewhere with this, don't leave me, please. There's always something that the good guys have, right? And there's always this line where, if this fell into the wrong hands, it could be devastating. And it's usually like Skeletor, I'll get you, He-Man. Stuff like that, right? That's what YouTube is like. In the right hands, it's great. It's a great platform for action figure reviewers. It's a great platform for movie reviewers and music and all that kind of stuff. But it can be used for evil. I'm not going to really talk about that because there's anti-maskers and protesters and all, Trump fans and stuff like this that's not worth talking about in an action figure show unless you would like me to talk about it in a future episode. But my point is, what I want to know about you guys is, what do you use YouTube for? For me, I use YouTube to make action figure reviews, but I also use YouTube for a number of other things. Like, it can be very useful if you have a problem with your phone or a problem with a household appliance. You go on YouTube and some motherfucker in God knows where has solved that problem in 5 minutes, and you just copy that shit and you're in business. Whether it's a car problem or... But getting away from that, it's also great for movie reviews and watching football stuff and watching all sorts of stuff. But I want to know what brought you to YouTube. For me, what brought me to YouTube in what I do was watching Glenn Webb, who was an action figure reviewer in the UK. His blunt, honest style really stood out for me, and he was one of my inspirations to have a go at this myself, because anytime I asked him a question or whatever, he would always do his best to comment back. So that's why, like, when I make videos myself, I don't care who comments on them really, or the content of the comment. I will always try and reply, because I'm no one. I just some dude in some asshole in Ireland who reviews action figures. So let's go down the action figure hole for a second. Action figure reviewing is pretty niche. It's like the dirty, horrible, slutty, smutty corner of YouTube where there's so many niche things, and action figure reviewing is one of them, unfortunately. But the one thing different to this niche, I don't know, is there is a lot of people, and there is a lot of ways that you can pick up traction in this subject. Now, usually the best way to pick up traction is to have something before anyone else. Living in Ireland, that is a complete and utter no-no for me. I think once I had a Storm Collectibles raiding thanks to Toys-R-Us, and I reviewed that the second I got it, and it's still to this day one of my highest performing videos. But usually that route is terrible for me, because obviously I'm not in America, and I'm not even in the UK, so I don't have any Forbidden Planets around to walk in on suspecting figures like Dan Who did. Shout out to Dan Who. I also have to wait for everything to be posted here which can take ages sometimes, because for me I have to use a post service which involves 2 postal delivery people, because the postage to here costs an extortionate amount, so I get it sent to like a certain company that does that for me, and it makes it cheaper. Anyway, that stuff is boring, forget about that. What I wanted to say was, when you're doing action figure reviewing, you have to stand out, or you have to know contacts, or obviously, as I just said, you have to get your hands on shit before anybody else does. And unfortunately for me, I don't get my hands on stuff early, and I still haven't found that one thing that makes me fly yet. This is one of my attempts at it. Like, I've seen people who started before me go from nothing to 1,000 in a couple of months, whereas I'm on a measly 470 something, which is good, and I'm happy with that, and I'm not bitching about it. But I think you really have to find your little corner of YouTube to make your own and to build your own community. So guys, what do you look for in a YouTuber? What brings you back to the same person time and time again? Now, I know the algorithm, if you watch one video, that guy's videos will constantly come up for you. So what is it that brings you to YouTube, and who do you watch? I don't mind you mentioning other channels here in my comments, I don't care. I'm not that territorial about it. And anyway, how can I be territorial? I'm just a small YouTuber. Guys, like, what do you want to know? Like, for me, I'm going to find my niche eventually. If it's being myself 100%, which I don't think I've shown a lot in my reviews, but I have in these videos. And I think I need to interject that into reviews, because I've noticed myself watching my own back and watching others' reviews can be quite formulaic and boring to watch, unless you're dancing around the fucking table or you've got big boobs in the background. And yes, I've seen reviewers that do that. Sex sells and all that. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think of these videos. I really enjoy making them, except when I've got a strep throat, like right now, and I need a drink, so I'm going to stop talking. So go on, fuck off. We'll see you next time, guys. Check out my reviews, check out my other things, and yeah.